This is it again, another rant podcast because by popular demand, I mean the two people who listen to it, they liked more my rant podcast more than my movie reviews, which is kind of I felt happy, I was like, hell yeah, but it was a very bittersweet feeling. So on the day of today, we are going to talk about pillow talk or other social constructs. So I'm a Scorpio fully. I don't believe in astrology at fucking all, but I'm a fucking Scorpio. I don't know what's my moon, what's my sun sign. I honestly, I don't fucking care. I will not let a fucking star sign lead my personality, That's why I never understood the obsession with astrology thingy. Being a Scorpio, as Nylon and Cosmopolitan usually say, is extremely sensual, and it's so weird. This is really a fucking stereotype because usually when I read my horoscope in Scorpio, it's always like, oh yes ma'am, you're getting raw every single fucking day of the week, you're getting your tits sucked, your ass eaten, like today it's like drink some pineapple juice so your man can feel the good shit. And I haven't felt a physical touch in years, you know what I mean? So it's I'm offended. I'm honestly offended, and I felt attacked. No, I'm just kidding, but it's so surreal. Like, why? God, what is it with Scorpios that every single one is hot as hell? That is complete, utter bullshit. Because no one has ever considered me sensual, hot, or even beautiful. Even though I'm fucking gorgeous, and as I usually say, a fucking drop of strawberry jam and a glass of milk. I'm iconic, legendary, innovative, out of the box, never the same thing twice, and an icon, legend, star. And it's at the maximum I always get is just plain pretty, and that's so surreal. I'm this is going to sound very corny and very edgy. It's but I don't fit in the normal beauty standards. For in a general meaning, I don't have tits at all. My only special sensual ability, to put it in a way, is my lumpy ass. My entire flesh cage called body is a fucking gulp of rotten butter that melts and dissolves whenever I sit or lay down. And finally, I'm a complete believer of chain smoking. I'm a fucking asshole and I hate everybody, and honestly, I can't stand the sound of human noise. I can stand when people touch me. I can stand when people talk to me. So we can say that I'm not into the normal beauty standards. But I can surely say that I fucked a lot of men. It's a thing that I'm proud as ashamed of, So I'm going to talk about the first time, okay? So I've been a hoe and addicted to anything sexual since I was 15, believe it or not. Could it been blowjobs, handjobs, whatever, but never came to the really holy moment. I used to watch a lot of gay porn. I used to watch a lot of gay porn. I was a fucking weeaboo at the moment. That means, yes, I was those girls who fetishize gay people, like yaoi and shit like that. I also watched Bara, which you can just Google it. You will not regret it. My first time was in a party by someone I didn't know, without someone I didn't know, and he was a stoner. A person who lives for the weed lifestyle. I was 17 and he was 20. I mean, he said he was also 17, but he was 20. it wasn't a huge commitment, and he eventually evolved into my quote unquote boyfriend, but only lasts like a month. Because he literally found a 15-year-old Portuguese drug addict with sticky brown hair full with semen, who will take shots of heroin every single second, and I still can't forget that. Anyway, as always, the first time was awkward, disgusting, and terrible. And both didn't really knew what I was supposed to do. It wasn't like those heteronormative movies made by the strange species known as Caucasians, with the first time is usually something beautiful, enjoyable, and it's very strange because the characters seem to reach orgasm every single second of it, and it looks as if it didn't hurt at the slightest. And whenever I watch one of those movies, it makes me so anguished because I also want to feel, I don't know, whoever, Tom Hardy, Ryan Gosling, beautifully Calipijan body and gorgeously formed biceps. So I just go to my room and cry and I'm alone, and then I masturbate unsuccessfully. That has never happened to me. And in my situation, it wasn't like that. I mean, I also know a lot of people who are like, my first time was so beautiful, it was so personal, and we both had cared about each other. It was like our mouths fusion together. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. I can't believe people who say that. It's a travesty that from all the men that I fucked, to put it in a very filthy way, I've never seemed to reach the holy grail, and that is called orgasm. And the reason is because men don't fucking know how a fucking vagina works, and makes me have second-hand embarrassment when guys ask me, oh, did you came, babe? When the only thing I'm fucking doing is a simple hand job. And that's fucking basic biology. The most ignorant thing about me, and this is the worst part, is that after that nightmare feel like wet dream, that means the first times that I actually convinced myself that it was great, but deep down in my mind, I was sure that non-consensual sex could feel way fucking better, but I convinced myself with lies and fucking phony things. And in the end, I learned about something that I didn't knew before, and that is the extravagant concept of, the Saint Malik song Pillow Talk. As for the people who have no idea what Pillow Talk is, I'll put it in here for you. It's usually the talk after sex, or could also be in the act of sex. It is usually a non-consensual conversation, and usually it's about the admiration of the other person. I didn't know Pillow Talk was something that actually existed before, and actually believed in my mind that all the things that my depressed ass always wanted to hear were just a fucking lie, and they really didn't meant it. And that is very depressing. If we're honest, though, in my first time, I never thought that the dick the size of a fucking monkey nipple would even change, just my perception of life forever. But really for the worst, but also for the best. As for the worst, I slowly developed some type of nymphomania with men. And before any of you is going to slut shame me, in this case we have to please understand the fact that I felt extremely fucking unloved and unwanted, and I was just craving for comfort, which I thought that maybe sexual innuendo could solve that despairing feeling of loneliness, which really didn't. So that's the thing. Also at first I felt incredibly proud, and I would just tell exuberantly to everybody that I had every single guy grabbed by their genitalia, and I was this type of Greek succubus or Roman succubus, I don't know, who could do whatever I pleased with them. And these guys keep interrupting me whatever I am, so as if I was this type of Roman succubus who could do whatever I pleased with them. But then after a time, You just it's like drinking coffee. When you have a routine, it becomes miserable. When something that you enjoy at first and you do it in a regular basis, it becomes a routine, then it becomes miserable and meaningless. So sex became meaningless and actually very painful, and and the weight of what I was reaching for never really appeared. I also didn't realize that actually I was the one playing myself, and it's not that I had men grabbed by the dick, but just that they really didn't care about me, and they actually were grabbing me by my non-existent tits, doing whatever they told me to, if at least sex was involucrated. But in the end, if there was something positive about it, is that yes, my suspicions about sex being way better were actually true. He was just a fucking fucktard. As I said before, the worst and most hilarious thing about this is that I actually thought that the guys I had sex with actually loved me and cared about me. And we need to make a statement in here, and that is that pillow talk is a commitment, is an obligation. If you ever have sex with someone and you don't share the moment of pillow talk, just drop his ass or drop her ass or drop their ass. But my stupid ass confused pillow talk with real feelings. So, just the non-consensual sex that the guy saw as an opportunity to get his dick wet and lower the size of his balls was for me, in my mind, a mutual share of our both bodies, sharing love, passion, shenanigans, commitment, top-notch drama, and especially comfort. Really not, I'm not saying that sex without love is a bad thing in general. That's why there's a difference between sex and making love. But I also sometimes accept the offer and, just have a short, good time for me. But in this podcast or in this audio show or whatever, we are really just talking about how idiotic I am, and how I fool myself always and makes the feelings I root for with something as regular and fucking meaningless as sex. But things change, people, okay? I gotta say this. Things change, and I can completely admit that there's been times where I've been just quote-unquote fornicating and eventually didn't enjoy it at the slightest, but the guy I was fornicating loved it and was exhilarating, as I said before, asking me every single second if I came, like, please learn basic biology, and later calling me to see if we can ever do it again, when he didn't realize that I had no interest in trying to suck his minuscule dick and be fueled with a rotten energy monster drink sour taste in my mouth ever again. But as in the end, overall, still got anxious and vicious about my feelings, and always had one thought in mind, to just relieve my sense of loneliness and discomfort, but it didn't relieve it. But, it trained me in the best way, and don't have to live again the obnoxious and awkwardness and relying on your partners in the first time. I'm also glad that it didn't end up like those girls who are like, I'm going to save myself for marriage, so my only priority is anal for now, Probably another day I can tell all my experiences in the world of fornicating. Probably another podcast. I don't know if any of you have any interest in that. None of them are very precious or special or something taken out of a Class B porn. I'm used, I'm a simple woman. I'm used to small things. For now, as I always say, I'm a sedentary type of girl. I will stick to masturbation. I'm going to stick into my nihilistic point of view into this planet of lust, and especially my hatred towards men. So yeah, that was the post for today. And for the song, we are going to play a very sexy song. No, it's not a sexy song, but I liked it a lot, and it's about kind of sex. I don't know, but it mentions sex in the lyrics, so I suppose it's about sex. I don't fucking know. And it's Venus as a Boy by Bjork, which I fucking love Bjork. Fucking weird ass bitch. But okay, hope you guys enjoy this, and hope you guys can't relate to me, because my situation is pretty sad. So yeah, okay, that was it for today. Bye.
He's been